Hey guys, welcome to the review here on Go Mango.
No!
As always, I'm your host, Cinder Blaze, and today we have.
The Frozen Stratos.
Alright, and let's jump into this review. Sorry this one's a little bit late, but a bunch of stuff came out in the last couple of weeks or so. We're still going to be using that as our excuse. And honestly, this episode, while enjoyable, didn't feel like it had too much substance in it. I think that this is something that's going to be a lot more important later on in the series, because it just felt like it was muddling into just like the relationships between characters a lot more, and it made me think a lot about Gridman, where like even though we were having like, these exciting like kaiju battles like throughout the entire series, that wasn't really the main point of it. I don't want to like delve into spoilers for that series all too much, but you know, like I will be sort of peeking out of like a spoiler, but it makes me wonder about like who's the actual like main protagonist for this series. Like whose problems is this kind of like universe like based around?
Sure.
And I think like this is kind of maybe creeping towards that, but it's just gonna be like very small at the very beginning, so nothing too significant for me to really like bite down and chew over.
Yeah. To the discussion of like who the main character is, I feel like maybe a different discussion could be had of like, hey, just as this is a gestalt, a mecha that is a combination of multiple elements, it's really a combination of all these characters coming together and forming that team in whatever way possible. And we see the various ways that they are playing with relationships within the crew, as well as having, you know, a relief member for the first time. We've set her up for a while, and it was fun to see her finally like launch into a mech.
Yeah.
But you know, the crux of the episode was all centered around you know, the two leads.
Yeah.
Whose names are
Yomigi's the guy, and then Yumei's the chick.
Right. So I feel like this episode did a really good job at sort of sitting with Yomogi while he figures out his emotions. And I said it in the episode, but I feel like it might be an interesting either a red herring or a parallel where his catching a cold paralleled him falling for Yume. And at the end of the episode, like I said, this could be the part where it's the red herring. She catches the cold.
Yeah. Like, for me, it feels like this relationship is a bit more one-sided, because we don't really see much of it from her perspective. It just feels like she's so... I mean, she's like always nonchalant about everything, but I think like she's more animated around some other character, or that one best friend character that she has.
Yeah, the mom. She
what?
calls her mom. She's not actually.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was like, well, I don't think that they have that sort of relationship.
They kind of do.
Her actual mom.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, there was that, and not only like are those two kind of like getting their development, but we're also seeing something between like Yomigi's manager and her old classmate, who's also part of the Dynazenon team. They're like probably leaning towards that as well. I'm kind of scared about what's gonna happen with like him, because I feel like he's gonna have like a really hard heartbreak.
I mean, like, but it's not just, you know, the potential heartbreak. We got a like a sliver of backstory with him when his cousin got into the mech and almost got herself killed. he swooped in to save her and said, "I'm not going to another funeral or something to that effect."
Yeah.
So maybe he's lost quite a few people along the way that got him to that point.
Yeah. And like I would assume that it's the sister, Yume's sister, because he feels like he's from that same era. I think we also had like a flashback with him and the manager also being from around then. Like I'm not totally solid on the ages, but they seem to be around that era. So I think when they were saying, "Oh, you're gonna have to meet with this guy who probably knows a little bit more about your sister," he could be that guy. You know, he just inadvertently gets set up in that regard. So when Yomogi's like all super protective over her, he just ends up being going to see his friend basically. So that'll be interesting to see. What do you feel about like I can't really call it like the villain of the week, but you know, one of the kaiju
presence.
What?
There was a villainous presence, but like the typical villain of the week doesn't really fit with the person who launched the monster and the person who actually confronted the team.
Yeah, I mean, she was kind of like whatever. I think we're gonna get more of her later. But the band member who joined the high school out of nowhere, I was surprised that there was just more than one transfer student. They try to like change things up from like the usual trope, but he kind of comes in and then just like leaves all of a sudden. And I don't know, like that was also one of the moments that made me think about like how this like universe is gonna be like framed. Like, what are these, you know, these kaiju guys who are kind of set here from the past or another dimension or whatever? Like, how does that all kind of like play into all this?
Yeah, we get snippets of their backstory, and so far it's hard to connect with. So I'm not as like compelled. I'm not as interested whenever they're speaking about it. I don't know, because it doesn't really feel applicable. Their whole goal is, you know, so far to make it so that kaiju are necessary to humanity because they bring out, you know, people's humanity. I don't know.
But like they were all super vague about like their relationship with like Galma in the first place.
Sure.
So it's really hard to find real tangible stuff for that. Like I just really don't care. Like they just summon the kaiju, we just see Dynazenon just completely like wail on it. Like this kaiju of the week, loved his design. He looked like a Pokemon. It was like a really cool version of one. He got destroyed pretty bad. Like his power was making things flat, but he can't make Dynazenon flat, so he just dies.
That's true. He
attempted. He attempted. He tried to body slam it, but yeah, poor guy. At least he died in a very humiliating manner. But anyways, did you have anything else to talk about for this episode, or?
No, I mean, like, you know, like we were talking about before, it's actually we said it off mic, but romance focused, and you know, I think it really sat in that for a little bit, and we just got a sense of the atmosphere more so than we did, you know, get as much development. But you know, there's still some.
Yeah, hopefully it's more developed than the Dynazenon, or not the Dynazenon, the Gridman one, but you know, we'll see when it comes. Anyways, that's it from us. Make sure to like, comment, check the description down below. There's stuff down there, just in case you're curious. And yeah, that's it from us. Keep it juicy.
I'm glad you made it mysterious. Like there's some unknown treasure down there lurking beneath.
I mean, if they know, they know, you know?
That's fair. Oh, man.